Picture this. You are at the start of a 500-meter race. With the bang of the gun, you sprint forward with all your might and take the lead in no time. Suddenly, an anxious thought flashes across your mind, and you take a quick peek behind to check your contender's pace. You realize they're catching up, and you panic. Your pace slackens, and before you know it, you lost the race. What just happened? Well, you just got defeated by distraction. Distraction exists in every sphere of our lives, and the battle against it is ongoing. They not only pose as external triggers that draw us away from our task on hand, but they also exist as mental and emotional agitations in our minds. During my one-year stay at residential school in India, my sports group was assigned to perform acrobatics on swinging ladders for the annual sports meet. This feat required great precision and concentration. One slip, one mistake, could send everyone toppling down the dangerously unstable ladders. I was impressed watching my peers stay so focused despite the disturbing noises. Distraction did not exist in their space. But myself, I was easily distracted by every sound or movement around me. How do I ignore these distractions and focus on the feat? I thought in despair. Sensing my helplessness, my physical trainer came to my rescue. Calling me onto the field, he got 10 balls thrown at me, all at the same time. I got none. Then he threw one ball at me, and I caught it. He then said, "Mihir, if you try to do multiple things at a time, you will not be able to get it right. But when you do one task at a time, you will surely ace it." He then went on to explain that every minute, inside and outside, promptings and distractions arise and accumulate in our minds. We cannot attend to all these at the same time, so we must focus on the most important one among them only. Directing our attention and fixing it on our goal is one-pointedness, or rather, mindfulness. He left me with an inspirational quote by my favorite cricket player, Sachin Tendulkar. As he said, "Any active sportsman has to be very focused. You've got to be in the right frame of mind. If your energy is diverted in various directions, you do not achieve the results. I need to know when to switch on and to switch off. The rest of the things happen around that." It was the battle in the mind that I had to contend with. With my goal in sight, I stayed completely focused and mindful of my role, ignoring all forms of distractions in and around me. I bravely marched onto the field and successfully performed the stunt with perfection. On a different platform, distractions today have become the new norm, as almost every student is consumed with digital distractions. A barrage of texts, alerts, and social media notifications gets us lost in an internet vortex. This, I say, is the century's biggest distraction. A study on smartphone distraction, published by the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, states that students face digital distractions every 3 to 4 minutes, hindering them from their academic goals. Sadly, I too was a victim of digital distraction. It started when the much-awaited Avengers Endgame finally released, and like any Marvel fan, I was super excited. This epic masterpiece took me on an emotional roller coaster through its fictional world, captivating my attention for the longest time possible. However, navigating my way out of this mystical labyrinth seemed to be a bit of a challenge. I spent the next few days online, completely absorbed in almost every feed, post, and tweet on the movie. Even an upcoming math exam did little to shake me out of my distracted state, leading to disastrous scores. Deeply disturbed, I introspected and identified that I overlooked the importance of my goals and chose to pursue my distractions instead. I resolved to do something about my weak mind and couldn't let distraction defeat me again. My checkpoint mock exams were just around the corner when Netflix notified me of the release of an exciting new series, Distractions Again. This time, I would fight it with a plan. I started off with weighing my options carefully and decided to focus on the tasks that mattered. Then, I ignored all forms of distractions by disabling all texts and notifications on my devices. Next, I got organized with a proper study plan. Holding on to my goal, I intently focused on my tasks, all the while tuning into mindfulness. Limiting my digital time, I gradually weaned away from it by engaging in different kinds of mindful activities. Short bouts of exercise, mindful games of chess, and playing a musical instrument. What can I say? My marks were on par with my expectations. I successfully defeated distraction, and my fight plan was foolproof. The feeling was great. Defeating distractions is as easy as we decide to make it for ourselves. Based on my personal battles with distractions, I have devised the FIGHT, the fight strategy against it. F. Focus on the tasks that matter. I. Ignore the distractions. G. Get organized with a plan. H. Hold on to your goal. D. Tune into mindfulness all the while. Along the journey of life, we will encounter innumerable forces of distractions that aim to steer us off our course. We have the power to avoid these distractions. All we need to do is to fight it with the right spirit. It's time to avenge distraction and fight on till we end the game. Thank you.